Hi guys, Dennis here from Diddy Bob's RC. Hey, a week ago we were at a show, and I had my T770 LXY BOBCAT skid loader out, and I was playing with it, and well, it was giving me fits. It would work sometimes and sometimes wouldn't. So I finally decided to tear into it and see what the problem was. I do have it back together and repaired, but I'm going to kind of show kind of the things you have to kind of tear into a little bit to get to it. It's not terrible by no means. It's actually pretty easy to work on. But to get all the wires tucked back in is a real pain, and I'm not going to do that. So, but I did get them all back in and back and working again. So I'll just kind of go through what I was having an issue with. What I was having an issue with was my left-hand track kept locking up. Always locking up. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. It just, for the life of me, couldn't figure it out. I thought maybe it was some of the mixes in the radio that were bad or something like that. But it ended up being, if you can flip this upside down a little bit, we can pull this track off. All right, we got the track off. Now, there is 2 wires that go out to feed this motor that feeds this outer planetary. To get this whole thing off is really not that bad. Other than you have to go under here, and there is a bar that, like a bus bar, that all the wires go to for the ESCs, and the main power comes in and everything. You have to disconnect the 2, figure out which wires go down, because they go down underneath the cab and run along the side. They kind of come down through here and along the side and out the side. There's a little loop down here that the wires run through, and then there's 2 holes that they run through on the side of the machine. And then you can kind of see where they go right in here. Now, to take this off, after you get those wires disconnected, all you got to do is take these 2 screws here and these 2 screws here, and this whole side will come off. And once you get all the wires pulled down to that point, to where these 2 holes are on the side, then you can take and pull this apart. And on the back side, I think it's on the back side of here, there's 2 screws. This whole part right here comes off the back side of this unit. There's there's like 8 screws on the back side here, 2 screws down here, and the thing comes apart. What ended up happening is I actually hooked it directly to a battery, and then I started tugging on the wires, and it would come in and come out, come in and out. Power up, power down, power up. So I had a bad wire connection at the motor, is what it ended up being. So I went and I put some new wiring on it, resoldered it, re-shrink wrapped it a little bit, and rerouted my wires and got it all back together again. And got everything back hooked up together again, and yep. And it's running strong as ever. At first, I thought that there was something wrong with the gears in here. There's another planetary set here. You take these 6 bolts out, and then your planetary gear comes off, and there's sun gears and planetary gears in there. It doesn't come all the way apart. Basically, this is just a cover that has the main, what I want to call the outer gear for the planetary is inside here. It's a separate piece. It actually comes apart pretty easy. But I took them all apart, cleaned it all out, put new grease in it, because I bought this one secondhand. But yeah, got it all back together again, and I'm really happy. But yeah, I could have done it step by step, but I figured if I did that, it'd take forever. And the hard part was getting everything shoved back in under this cover. Everything is so packed into this unit. Yeah, because you can't even see that from here, because the only thing you can get to is your hydraulic reservoir that's right there. There's the fill cap. And all the back side of your servos are here for all your oil lines for everything. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And these tracks actually come off and on pretty easy. I think these come with 2 sets of tracks even. But I just figured I'd share that with you. I thought maybe the motor was bad, and I went and isolated it to make sure that it wasn't my mixes in the radio. Wasn't. Then when I got the unit out here, I hooked it directly to a battery. It went great forward, but when I went to go reverse, it was really doggy. So, and then I started wiggling the wires. I must have wiggled the wires, and everything was working fine. I went to go put it all back together. When I got it back together, thinking that maybe all that bad grease was in here, nope, wasn't the problem at all. It was a bad wire that was soldered to the motor that's in here. Yeah, there's a motor with a worm gear drive and a planetary gear setup in here, a bunch of gear reduction. If you're going to tear it apart, pay attention to what you're doing, because the gears all got to go back in a certain way. But otherwise, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I feel a lot better now that I've got it kind of back together again, and I can put it away until the next time, the next show. Yeah, that's the biggest worry about some of this stuff is finding parts to fix them and repair them after you buy them, to find replacements. I was hoping it was something simple like this. Was it simple? Not really. It's kind of intricate tearing into it and getting everything put back together. But once it's done, and knowing all you had to do is spend some time. But sometimes just be a loose wire connection at a motor, something simple like that. Not always, but sometimes. I got lucky. So anyway, catch you guys later.